Good afternoon, all. Welcome to the lecture of discrete mathematical structure. Screen is visible. Please, the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in last lecture we have seen the inverse image of an element. Okay. So the inverse image of an element, which is we have seen in last lecture. That is, if you have is a function from A to B, then any element B belonging to B, the inverse of an element B belonging to B, okay, small b belonging to capital B, under the function f is denoted by f inverse of B, and it consists of all those elements of capital A, that is domain A, such that they are mapped on that element B, is a collection of all those elements in capital A, such that f of x is nothing but B, which is nothing but the f inverse of B. And f inverse of B is always a subset of A. F inverse of B always a subset of A. Since the set f inverse of B contains all those elements of A which are mapped onto the element small b which belonging to capital B. Okay. So in last lecture we have seen what is the inverse image of an element. Now we have to see the inverse image of an subset. The inverse image of a subset. Inverse image of a subset. Okay. Let us see definition. Let f is a function from A to B. The function, and let C be a subset of capital B. Then the inverse image of a set C under function f is denoted by f inverse of C, and consists of those elements in A, elements in A which are mapped onto some element in C. Okay, so what is the inverse image of a subset? If f is any function from A to B and C be any subset of B, then the inverse image of this subset C, which is denoted by f inverse of C, and this set consists, that is f inverse of C contains all those elements in A which are mapped onto the which are mapped on some element which are belonging to set C. That is symbolically it is nothing but symbolically f inverse of C contains all those elements here such that they are belonging to capital A and they are mapped onto some element which is belonging to C. Okay, so what is f inverse inverse image of a subset? Inverse image of a subset means we have to take a subset of a codomain. That is, if f is a function from A to B from A to B. Then we have considered one subset C of B, such that the inverse image of this subset C under the function f, which is denoted by f inverse of C, that is f to the power minus 1 of C, and consists of those elements of capital A which are mapped on some element in capital C. That is, symbolically we can write it as f inverse of C contains all those elements of domain A which are mapped on some element C some element of C. Okay, that is f of x is belonging to this C. Then this collection f inverse of C is nothing but the inverse image of a subset C. And f inverse of C as contains all the elements of A, then f inverse of C must be a subset of A. And f inverse of C is subset of A. Okay, that is the inverse image of a subset. Now we have to define the inverse function. Inverse function. Let f is a function from A to B, which is both 1 1 and on 2. 1 1 and on 2. The mapping f to the power minus 1 from B to A, which is to each element capital B to the element small a belonging to capital A, such that f of A is equal to B. Such a mapping or is called the inverse mapping of the mapping. Inverse mapping of the mapping f from A to B. Okay, so what is the inverse function? If small f is a function from set A to B, that is its domain will be A and codomain will be B, and the mapping f from A to B is both 1 1 and 1 2. And in last lecture we have seen what is a 1 1 and 1 2 function. If f is a function from A to B which is both 1 1 and 1 2, then the mapping f inverse, which is defined from a set B to set A, which associates to each element small b belonging to capital B to the unique element small a belonging to capital A, such that f of A is equal to B. Such a mapping is called as the inverse mapping of the mapping f from A to B. That is the inverse function. Now there are some important note. First one, only 1 1 and 1 2 mapping, only 1 1 and on 2 mappings possesses the inverse mappings. Inverse mappings. Okay, so if f is a function from A to B which is both 1 1 and 1 2, then only its inverse mapping will be possible. If f is any function which is either not 1 1 or not 1 2, then the corresponding mapping is not possesses a inverse mapping. So for inverse mapping, the corresponding mapping must be a both 1 1 and 1 2 mapping. Then only it possesses the inverse mapping. Otherwise, it is not possible. Second one, let A and B be two sets. A and B be two sets if f is a function from a to b, which is both 1 1 and 1 2, is both 1 1 and 1 2, one one and 1 2, f inverse from b to a is also 1 1 and 1 2. Okay, so if a capital A and capital B be any two sets, and f is a function from inverse mapping which is defined from set A B to A, and which is denoted by this symbol from A to B is a inverse map. If f from A to B is a 1 1 and 1 2 function and it possesses a inverse mapping, then its inverse is also 1 1 and 1 2. And the last note is nothing but if f from A to B 1 1 and 1 2, then it has a unique inverse. Okay, so if f is a function from A to B which is 1 1 and 1 2, then inverse mapping of this mapping f from A to B is a unique unique, that is it possesses a unique inverse. So this will be a inverse function. Now the next concept, which is a product or composition of two mappings. Product or composition or composite of mappings. Okay, so here we have to define the product of two mappings, that is the composition of two mappings. Let f is a function from x to y. Let f is a function from capital X to capital Y, and g is a function from capital Y to z. Then the composition of the function f and g denoted by g composite f, that is g with a small circle f, is a function from capital X to Z defined by that is g composite f is a function from X to Z such that g composite f of x is equal to g of fx for all x belonging to capital X. Okay, so here we have to define the composite or product of two mappings. So for that we have considered two mappings f and g, where f is a function from x to y and g is a function from y to z. Then the composition of the function f and g, which is denoted by this symbol g composite f, and which is a function from x to z defined by g composite f of x is equal to g of fx for all x belonging to x. For composition of two mappings, if we have to define the composite of two mappings g and f, then the domain of this g is nothing but the codomain of y, codomain of f. Then only it is possible that f composite g will be defined. That is, if we have to find out g composite f, then codomain of mapping f is equal to the domain of mapping g. Then only we define the g composite f, otherwise it is not possible. So for defining product or composition of two mappings, we have taken f is a function from x to y and g is a function from y to z. That is, y is the domain of g and which is the codomain of f, and then g composite f is a function from x to z. Since f is going from x to y and g is going from y to z, therefore g composite f is going from x to Z, and which is defined by G composite f of x will be equal to G of fx for all x belonging to capital X. We will take some examples and find out the G composite F mapping. Let example, let capital X be a set which contains the four elements 1, 2, 3, and 4. Capital Y be a set which contains four elements A, B, C, D, and capital Y be a set which contains the elements A, B, C, D, and Z is a element. Z is a set which contains three elements L, M, N. Now, if F is a function from X to Y and G is a function from Y to Z, defined by now define a function F in which elements of domain of F are 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore, 1 goes to A, 2 goes to C, 3 goes to B, and 4 goes to A. 3 goes to B, and 4 goes to A. And G is a function which is defined as domain of G will be A, B, C, D, and that is Y, and codomain of G will be which is Z, element. Therefore, all the elements of Y mapped onto the elements of Z. Therefore, A goes to L, B goes to L, C goes to M, and D goes to M. So this is the mapping G. Now we have to define the composition of these two mappings. Okay. So then the composite mapping, G composite F, and which is defined from set X to Z, may be computed in the following manner. May be computed in the following manner. Okay. So here we have two functions F and G, in which function F is defined from X to Y, function G is defined from Y to Z. Then we have defined a mapping, composition of two mappings F and G, that is G composite F, which is a mapping from X to Z. Now we have to find out the each image of the X under mapping G composite F. Now, first we will find out G composite F is a function from X to Z, and the elements of X are 1, 2, 3, 4, and its codomain will be Z, L, M, N. Then these elements 1, 2, 3, 4 are mapped onto the elements of Z. That is we have to find out. Now first we will find out the G composite F of 1. Since elements of capital X are 1, 2, 3, 4, then we have to find out the image of each element 1, 2, 3, 4 under the mapping G composite F. Therefore, G composite F of element 1 is equal to, now by the definition of composition of two mapping, G composite F of X will be equal to G of F of X. Therefore, G of F of 1. Then, which is nothing but G of, what is the value of F of 1? Here, from mapping F. F of 1 is mapped, F of 1 will be equal to A. Since 1 is mapped onto A, therefore F of 1 is A, which is equal to, now G of A, from this one, this G will be a function from Y to Z, in which the element A is mapped onto L, therefore which is equal to L. Therefore, G composite F of 1 is equal to L. G composite F of an element 1 is equal to L. Similarly, now second, G composite F of 2 is equal to G composite G of F of 2, which is equal to G of, now first find out the F of 2. F of 2 is nothing but C. Since under mapping F, 2 goes to C, therefore G of C. Now G of C, here element C is mapped onto M, therefore which is equal to M, which implies G composite F of 2 is equal to C. Now third one, G composite F of, which is equal to G of F of 3, which is equal to G What is the f of 3? 3 is mapped on to B, which is g of B, and g of B is B is mapped on to L, which implies G composite f of 3 is equal to L. Now final, the last element of capital X, which is nothing but 4. Therefore, and G composite of 4, and which is equal to G of f of 4. 4 is an element which mapped on to A. So which implies G composite f of 4 is equal to L. Thus, G composite f is a function from X to Z and is given by G composite f of G composite f, which is a function in which the element 1 is mapped on L. 1 goes to L. Element 2 goes to 2 goes to M. Element 2 goes to M. Element 3 goes to L, and element 4 goes to L. Okay, so there are only 4 elements in capital X, which are 1, 2, 3, 4. They have a unique image in capital Z. That is 1 goes to L, 2 goes to M, 3 goes to L, and 4 goes to L. So in this way, we can find out the G composite F. If we have given two mappings F and G and its domain and codomain, then we can easily find out the composition of that two mappings. Okay, कुणाला काही डाऊट यामध्ये? आहे का कोणाला काही डाऊट? Okay, so if there is no doubt, then the next concept will be a difference between a relation and function. Difference between relations and functions. Relations and functions. Okay, so we have seen both the concepts, relation and function. If A and B be two sets, then any subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B, and is defined as each element in capital A has a. We know what is the relation and function. Now we have to see what is functions. Okay, see, let A and B sets and F is a function from A, also a subset of A cross B. That is a subset of A cross following conditions. Okay, so here we have taken two sets A and B, and F is a function from A to B. If F is that is, it is a subset of A cross B which holds the following conditions. That is, first one, for each A belonging to capital A is mapped on some element B under the function F for some B belonging to capital B, which is from the definition of function. If you take any element A is belonging to capital A, then it has a unique image in capital B. So under function F, this element A is mapped on B, where B is belonging to capital B. And in second one, if AB is belonging to F and AB dash is belonging to F. That is, the element A is mapped on B, and similarly the element A is also mapped on to B dash under the function F. Then B and B dash must be equal to, may B and B dash are same. Since we know that by the definition of a function, if F is a function from A to B, then each element small a belonging to capital A has a unique image in B. As here, A is an element which is mapped on B and B dash. It is possible that F is a function from A to B, otherwise it is not possible. Since if A has two different images, then F is not a function from A to B. Since it contradicts to the definition of function. Since definition of function says that each element small a belonging to capital A has a unique image in B. If there are two or more than two images for any element of capital A, which is the domain of a function F, then which is not a function from A to B. So here we have just taken two sets A and B, and F is a function from A to B, and as F is a function from A to B, then it must hold these two conditions. Now, on the other hand, every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. Okay, so here if F is a function from A to B, then it is also a subset of A cross B and satisfies these two conditions. But if we take any subset of A cross B, then it is a relation. As F is a function from A to B, then it is also a subset of A cross B, and every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. If F is a function from A to B, then it is a subset of A cross B, then it must be a relation from A to B, which implies every relation is a function. Every function. Since if F is a function from A to B, then it is also a subset of A cross B. Then every function is a relation. But every relation is not a function. We will prove this one. Every relation is not a function. Okay. Since if F is a function from A to B, then it is a subset of A cross B. As it is a subset of A cross B, then it is a relation from A to B. And we know that every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. Therefore, as F is a function from A to B, then it is also a relation from A to B. But if we take any relation from A to B, then it may or may not be a function from A to B. And that is we have to prove. Okay. Now, if R is a relation from A to B, then the domain of R may be a subset of A. Okay, since as every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B, so if we take one relation R from A to B, then domain of this R may be a subset of A. Maybe it is equal to A or it is a subset of A. But if F is a function from A to B, F is function from capital A to capital B, then domain of F is equal to A, capital A. Okay, so that is the difference between relation and function. If R is a relation from A to B, then domain of R may be equal to A or it is subset of A. But if F is a function from A to B, then its domain will be equal to A. Since definition of function says that any mapping F from A to B is a function from A to B if each element in A, here we have to take each element A in A is mapped onto some unique element in B. Then we say that f is a function from A to. But for relation, it is not required to map each element of A on some element of B, since every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. Now the second difference will be, if R is a relation from A to B, R is a relation from A to B, then there are some elements in A, there are some elements in capital A, elements in A, which are mapped onto more than one element in B, more than one element in B, and also there are some elements in A, there are some elements in A which are not assigned to any element in B. Element in B. Okay, so if f is a function, R is a relation from A to B, then there are some elements in A which are mapped onto some more than one element in B, and also there are some elements in A which are not assigned to any element in B. Since for relation, it is possible that there are some elements in A which are not mapped onto the any element in B. But if f is a function from A to B, then each element in A is mapped onto a unique element in B, and the second one is also not possible if f is a function from A to B. Since each element in A has to map some unique element in B, then only f is a function from A to B. But as in relation, there are some elements in A which are not mapped onto any element in B, then this relation is not a function. But if f is a function from A to B, then it must be a relation from A to B. But if R is a relation from A to B, then it may or may not be a function from A to B. And if f is a function from A to B, then each element in A, element in capital A, is assigned to one and only one element in B. So these are the differences between the relation and functions. Okay, now we will see the difference by taking one example. Okay, example, first one. Let capital A be a set which contains the element 1, 2, 3, 4, and B be a set which contains the three elements A, B, C. Now we will take two examples in which we will define one function from A to B, and the second one we will define one relation from A to B. And now let us consider, let R be any subset of A cross B in which 1 goes to A, 2 goes to A, 3 goes to B, and 4 goes to B. Okay, so here two sets A and B, and R is any subset of A cross B in mapped on B, and element 4 is again mapped on a unique element in B. Since here it is not possible that element 1 is mapped on two different elements. Since element 1 is mapped on unique element A, similarly element 2, 3, and 4 are mapped down to the unique elements A, B, and B. Then by the definition of function, then R is a function from A to B. But as R is a function from A to B, as we know that every function is a relation, which implies R is also a relation from A to B. Also a relation from A to B. So here we get the first part, that is every function is a relation. Now we have to show that every relation is not a function. Now let us consider one subset S. Let S be a subset in which element 1 is mapped on A, element 2 is mapped on B, element 1 is mapped on C, element 3 is mapped on A, element 4 is mapped on B. Now we have to see whether this S is a function from A to B or not. As here, first by the definition of relation, 1 goes to A, 2 goes to B, 1 goes to C, 3 goes to A, 4 goes to B. As this S is subset of A cross B, and we know that every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B, which implies S is relation. Now we have to see the whether S is a function from A to B. Now, what is the definition of function? Any mapping F which is defined from set A to B is said to be a function from A to B if each element in capital A has a unique image in B. Here, the element 1 has an image A, element 2 has image B, element 3 has image A, element 4 has image B. But the element 1 which is belonging to capital A has a two images, that is one is goes to A and one is goes to C. That is, if this will be a A and this will be a B, here there are three elements A, B, C, and here four elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and there is a mapping from A to B which is yes, in which 1 goes to A, 2 goes to B, 3 goes to A, 4 goes to B, and 1 goes to again C. So here there is one element 1 which is belonging to A which has two images, that is one is a element which mapped onto two elements A and C, and which contradicts to the definition of function. Since definition of function says that each element in A has a unique image in B, but there is one element small a belonging to capital A which is mapped onto two elements, that is A and C. Therefore, it is not a function from A to B, which implies S is not a function from A to B. And hence from this we conclude that every function is a relation, but every relation is not a function, which implies every function is a relation, every function is a relation, but every relation is not a function. Since here we get a counter example, every relation is not a function, and that is the difference between the function and relation. Since if we take any function, then it is also a relation, but if we take any arbitrary relation, then we can't conclude that whether it is a function or not, since we get one counter example in which we get yes is a relation, but it is not a function from A to B. Okay, now कुणाला काही डाऊट आहे का यामध्ये?